Hello, I'm Tabatha Rosproy, and I'm your host for today's episode of Learning Across Kansas. Learning Across Kansas is a partnership between the Kansas Department of Education and the Public Broadcasting Service. We hope to bring enriching learning activities into your home as we face the social distancing and health issues that are in our society today. In today's show, we have a lot of fun in store for you as we talk about creativity and innovation. The first teachers that we are going to hear from today are two of our most creative art and music teachers in Kansas, Mrs. Nobach and Mrs. Clark. Let's go.
Hi there, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Nobach. Today's show is all about creativity. And so in our lesson today, we're going to create our very own song. All you're going to need is a recorder or any other musical instrument you have at home. And the second thing is the knowledge of playing the pitches B, A, and G on that instrument. So how are we going to do this? It only takes 3 easy steps. Step 1, you're going to choose your own order of pitches. Step 2, you're going to notate the pitches on the music staff. And step 3, you're going to play your new song. So boys and girls, let's get in our creative space and start creating. Well, boys and girls, before we actually get our creative juices flowing, we need to look at where B, A, and G are on a staff. B is around the third line, A is in the second space, G is in the second line. On the recorder, before we begin, remember that the back hole always has to be covered with the left thumb. Very important to make a good sound. When you cover the top hole, that's B. When you cover the first 2 holes, there's your A. And when you cover the top 3 holes, there's your G. Now we're ready to create. Step 1 is choosing your own order of pitches. So underneath the staff, there are lines, and you're going to put the pitches there. I'll go ahead and do that for you right now. So there are my pitches. The next step is notating the pitches on the music staff. So now I'm ready to play my song. Well, boys and girls, it's super easy to create your own song. First of all, you choose your own order of pitches, then you put those pitches on the music staff. After that, you play your new song for friends and families. I hope that you can use our 3-step process and make up your own song today. Thank you for being creative with Mrs. Nobach. Have a wonderful day.
Hello, artists. Welcome back. I'm so excited that today's show topic is our creative brains. Did you know that creativity is coming up with unique and original ideas? And often we use our creativity to solve problems. Creativity is not just doing something that's artsy or copying someone else's work. That's great for practicing skills, but creativity means combining things in a new and different way, using your unique thoughts and perspective. For instance, isn't it amazing how musicians all use the same set of notes, but they combine them in a different way to make thousands of unique songs? That's incredible. So not only can artists be creative, but so can scientists in connecting ideas and data, writers when they're taking you on a journey to a new world in their story, architects and engineers when they're solving problems and building new things. There's a couple things I want you to know about creativity. First, all of our brains have the capacity to be creative. And did you know that your brain can grow in creativity? Scientists used to think that creativity mainly happened on one side of our brain. But as we are starting to learn more about neuroscience, we're realizing that creativity involves the whole brain and that we can grow and change our brains as we learn and practice things. So you can become more creative over time. Did you also know that not all creative people are successful the very first time? John James Audubon is an artist known for his drawings and paintings of birds. And every year on his birthday, he would go through all of his artwork and destroy the stuff that wasn't very good. He acknowledged the things that didn't turn out well, but he got rid of them and moved forward with new creative ideas. And you can do that too. You can practice your flexibility in thinking and generating new ideas to become more creative.
To play our creativity game, you need something to write on and a couple things to write with and a friend to play. In this game, you're going to draw a shape, and then your friend is going to draw a shape. You will not talk about what you want your drawing to be. Instead, each turn you take, you have to use your creativity. When your friend changes your drawing, you'll have to be flexible in your thinking and come up with new creative ideas for what your drawing can become.
I hope you remember we all have the ability to be creative, and we can grow in our creativity with practice. So draw, paint, use sidewalk chalk, build things, write, and design. Happy creating, artists!
Thank you, teachers. I remember playing the recorder in 4th grade and how exciting and fun that was. And Mrs. Clark is right. Anybody can be creative or innovative. Just last night, I thought, man, I'd really like to have a pair of earrings that have brains on them. So I got to work, solved a few problems along the way, but I made these amazing brain earrings that I am wearing for you today. We'll hear more about creativity after this message.
Hey parents, you're doing great! With Kansas school buildings closed and homes being turned into classrooms, parents and caregivers have expanded their roles in their students' learning. This is a new experience for most of us, so let's show one another a little grace. When you and your students start to feel overwhelmed or stressed, take a break. It's really okay. Keeping students interested and engaged in learning is the key to success. Remember, you have an entire community of fellow caregivers and teachers to lean on. Reach out. Together, Kansans can.
Welcome back, learners! In our next 2 segments, we are going to hear first from Mrs. Loevenstein, who is going to challenge us to keep trying and growing with our ideas. Then we're going to hear from Mrs. Wynn, who is going to teach us about someone who had many light bulb moments in his lifetime and kept solving problems in a way that helps everybody today. Let's go!
Well, Mrs. Nobach and Mrs. Clark, that music making and that art idea really inspired me to want to be creative. Today I was wanting to have some ice cream, but I don't have any in the freezer, and I don't even have an ice cream maker. I wonder if I could use my brain to be creative and figure out a way to make ice cream. I know, I've got all the ingredients. I'll mix them together, and then I'll see what I can do. Let's go try it. I'm going to start by putting 3/4 cup of milk in the bowl, 1 cup of whipping cream, 1/3 cup sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon vanilla extract. Now, if I just stir it, maybe it will turn into ice cream. I don't understand. These are ice cream ingredients, but it's still just liquid. Let me think. It's not ice cream, but I'm not giving up yet. Well, I decided to put my ingredients in a jar and shake it up to make ice cream. But it's still just liquid. I'm not done trying though. I'm going to persevere, which means to keep trying until I get it. I am not done yet. Let me think. I know. Ice cream needs to be cold. Maybe I need to figure out a way to get these ingredients into a cold spot first. I put all of the ingredients in this baggie. I'm going to add it into this second one just so that it doesn't leak. And then I'm going to add both of these bags, so the one that I filled with ice and rock salt, and seal it up. I will wrap the bags with paper for insulation, and that's going to keep it extra cold. And I'm going to wrap it up tightly now. Now, how can I stir this? I saw my neighbors outside playing. I think I'm going to ask them if they would throw this back and forth for about 15 to 20 minutes and see if it will turn into ice cream for us.
Kate, Ethan, and Piper are doing a great job being ice cream makers.
Wow, it did turn into ice cream. I'm so glad that it didn't give up when it wasn't working the first time. I just didn't know how to make it in the beginning, but I persevered and I get to enjoy a dish of homemade ice cream now. I'm going to wash out these bags and use them for another time. But right now, I'm going to take a little bit over to my neighbor also to thank them for helping me out today. Remember, don't give up when something doesn't work the first time. Be creative, use what you have around the house, and create in new ways. The rewards for sticking to something can sometimes be delicious. Have a creative week.
Can anyone tell me what an engineer is? You're right, an engineer is a train conductor. But there's another type of engineer. An engineer can also be a scientist who solves problems. This is Thomas Edison. He is a very famous scientist that we remember from the 1800s. He was a very special scientist that we now call an engineer because he used to find problems and solve them. One of the things that Mr. Edison is known for is for inventing the light bulb. But he really didn't invent the light bulb. He solved the problem that the light bulb had. Thomas Edison started investigating the light bulb. He found out that the problem with the light bulb was the filament inside the light bulb, the part that had the heat and the light in the light bulb. He decided that he would start replacing that filament with a different material to see if a different material would burn out slower. It took him 2,000 materials before he found a material that actually lasted a long time. So he didn't invent the light bulb, but he did make the light bulb better so that people could use light bulbs in their homes and all over the world. Can you imagine how we would still be in the dark without his scientific investigation? Guess what? Scientists are still studying the light bulb. They haven't given up because they know there's more energy efficient ways to have light in our homes and in our schools and all over. So they continue to study it. Now we have fluorescent light bulbs. We have LED light bulbs. We have all kinds of different light bulbs that are more energy efficient than these incandescent light bulbs that Thomas Edison perfected a long time ago. So, engineers don't give up. They keep trying until they get things a little bit better. And even though they're better, they still don't give up. My challenge to you is to go out today and look around. Is there a problem that you can solve? Is there something that you can make better? Go out, be an engineer, make something better. Make today better than yesterday.
Thanks, teachers. You know, you got me thinking about all of the times in life when I have persevered too. You know, just the other day, we talked about my sunflowers together. But did you guys know that my sunflowers didn't really work out the first time I planted them? I thought I put them somewhere sunny enough, but they weren't growing very well. I could have just given up. But I replanted some new sunflowers in a sunnier location, and now my sunflowers look like this. They're growing so nicely because I didn't give up, and you guys can do that too. Now let's move on and hear from Mrs. Baugh and Mrs. Henwood, who are going to talk to us about some more ways to be creative and innovative.
Hello everybody, I hope you're you're doing well today. Mrs. Baugh here with a little physical education for you. So today, we are going to talk about how physical education becomes physical activity in the summer, okay? So in the summertime, you're not going to have as much communication with your teachers. You're not going to be in the gym where you typically have physical education class, and you may not have the equipment that you usually have, and that's okay. So what's going to happen today is I'm going to show you some things you can do to stay active for at least 60 minutes a day, okay? And then I'm going to also talk to you about how you can use some different equipment that you already have at home to take the place of some of the equipment you're used to using when you're in physical education class. Okay, in this part, I want you to stand up wherever you're at, okay? Let's see if we can get our heart beating a little bit faster while we watch and learn. You could march in place, you could do some arm circles, you could run in place.
Here's some physical activity. You could go for a run or a walk. You could play catch, so you're throwing and catching, or you could play frisbee, or you could find something and throw it up in the air and see if you can catch it all by yourself. If you don't have equipment, make your own. Here, we made a baggie, a balloon, by blowing air into it. Or you could roll socks into balls, use them to throw and catch. It's a lot of fun. Or you could make your own balance beam from a blanket. Can you walk across it without falling off? Make your very best airplane. How far can you make your airplane go? Give it a try.
All right, friends. So today we've learned a little bit about some different activities we can do this summer to get that 60 minutes of physical activity in each and every day, okay? I also hope that you were able to see some different ways that you can be creative and innovative in making your own equipment at home, okay? Boys and girls, take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Oh, hi, friends. I'm having a hard time today. I can't decide what game or activity I want to do. I'm just so tired of playing the same games over and over again. I don't feel like playing cards. I don't want to play bananagrams. I'm not in the mood for a puzzle. But you know what I could do? I could make my own game. Let's see what I come up with. You know, you can use your creativity to create lots of different games. Today, I have an old game board from a game that I used for another purpose. I have a paperclip for my marker, some multiplication flashcards, and some dice. So I'm going to roll my dice to see how far I get to move. I rolled a 9, but I have to answer my question correctly first. So 5 times 5, that's 25. So because I got it correct, I get to move forward 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then it would be time for my partner's turn. That's kind of a cool game. Mrs. Clark and her family created a chutes and ladders type of game using sidewalk chalk and foam dice. They created short paths, long paths, some that were dangerous, some that were more safe. They used lots of creativity so the neighborhood could have tons of fun. Paige and Liv, 2 students from my school, Shawnee Elementary, decided to go to a local park and create a fun game for students to enjoy while they are there. Check out their awesome game. They've created an obstacle course complete with leapfrog jumps, a tree pose, some twirling, hopscotch, a bear walk, and balancing on a balance beam. You could make this type of a obstacle course in your neighborhood so that people in your neighborhood could enjoy it as well. Way to go, ladies. Nice job. I hope our game creativity has inspired you to create some games of your own. Until next time, thanks for playing with us. See you soon.
Thanks, teachers. I always learn a lot from both of you. And now I have a lot of new ideas for my rolled up socks and my multiplication facts to keep me busy at home this summer. We'll be right back after this message.
Kansas school buildings may be closed for the remainder of the academic year, but school is still in session. Keeping students engaged in the learning process during this extraordinary time is critical for their ongoing success. We salute our teachers, parents, and guardians who are committed to ensuring their students finish this year strong. We're all ready for our lives to get back to normal, but until that time, Kansas students, keep learning and keep working towards your goals. Together, Kansans can.
Welcome back. In our next two segments, Mrs. Schneider is going to guide us through the creative writing process, and then Mrs. Rogers is going to teach us to use our imaginations to have some fun. Let's go.
Once upon a time, in a land far away, were a bunch of superheroes. Hey there, creative minds. Today, I'm sharing with my daughter one of my favorite books. Do you want to know why it's my favorite book? My class wrote this book. They were real authors. They had to work really hard and be dedicated to put something together that they were proud of and learn from their mistakes as well. It was a really hard process for us to go through. I'm going to share with you that writing process and give you some ideas for some creative things you can do with writing at home that you can share with your family too. Are you ready? Let's go.
To create our book, my class went through the writing process. We first started off by brainstorming. This is where we quickly came up with some ideas and found the direction we wanted our stories to go. Then was the drafting stage. This is where we start writing our first draft. Revising. This is when you go back and you add good details, you make your characters come to life, adding dialogue, and making your story the best that it can be. Editing is when you go back and you look for spelling and punctuation errors to make it perfect before the final stage of publishing. And this is your final product that you're proud to share with everybody. Now it's your turn to get creative. You can make your own adventure story with lots of action. Or maybe you can create your own song and play to perform for family. You could also create a commercial for an invention or game you made. Make a flyer about something that's important to you, like protecting the parks and earth. Or create a travel brochure about somewhere you have been or would like to go. So think it through. What do you want to create that will have a lasting impact on all those around you? Who knows, maybe one day I'll be reading one of your books.
Hey there, friends. I'm so glad you're here today because today is no ordinary day. We're going on an adventure. Do you want to come along? Okay, here's what you'll need. Ready? Your imagination. That's right, everyone has a sense of imagination. It could turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. Your room into a forest. Blankets into a tent. That's right. Well, I've got my backpack and my imagination, and I'm ready to go on a camping adventure. Are you ready to come with me? All right, let's go. All right, friends, let's take a look inside of our backpack. Every camper needs a backpack, right? So let's take a look. Let's see. Ooh, a flashlight. Gotta have one of those. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Water. Of course you need water on a camping trip. Let's see. Apple. In case you get hungry and need a snack, right? Okay, I think I'm ready to go exploring. So first I want to show you my binoculars. I mean, these are one-of-a-kind binoculars, custom made just for me. I mean, friends, you are not going to find these in a store, okay? I mean, take a look at these. So now I got my binoculars. I'm ready to go exploring. I can't wait to see what I'm going to find today. Guys, look at all the firewood I found. Whoa! In my boat, just hoping I catch some fish today. I caught a fish. I think it's a big one. Is that G-O? Should I try it? I don't know. Here goes. Oh my goodness, you guys. You are not gonna believe what I see. Oh my goodness. I don't want her to see me. It's a mountain lion. Be very careful of these creatures. They can be very dangerous. Wait, here's another one. She just walked right past me. All right, friends, that's it for me and my adventure today. I wonder if tomorrow I might go to outer space. Or maybe I'll get some Play-Doh and create a bakery. Where is your imagination going to take you? Well, wherever it does, I hope you'll remember that your creativity has no limits. Have fun!
Hi, friends! While you were gone, I found another bobcat in my house. I had so much fun learning with Mrs. Rogers and Mrs. Schneider. But I always have fun learning with all of you. On behalf of Kansas educators, we love you, we miss you, and we can't wait to be together again soon. I'm Tabatha Rosproy, and I hope you join us again on another episode of Learning Across Kansas. Bye-bye.